Yo, welcome back to the channel, Cerebral Talks, with your host, Nasim. How's everybody doing tonight? How was everybody's day? How y'all doing physically, emotionally, mentally, and spiritually? How you guys doing? You guys doing all right? I am doing okay today, you know. So today's topic is coping with cerebral palsy and battling with depression. Depression is when, depression is where you don't even want to, wake up through the day. And depression is a form of self-doubting yourself and just being so hard on yourself. Some of the reasons why I am depressed is because I've always wanted to fit in. I've always wanted to be that guy, you know what I mean? And I always felt like with CP, I couldn't be that guy. I couldn't be the great awesome person, and sometimes depression doesn't allow you to see how great you really are and how great you can be, and all the things you have overcome. Because yeah, what things make me depressed is I've always been jealous of my brothers and my friends because they're not like me in a way. You know what I mean? They don't have, when they look at themselves, they don't feel insecure about themselves, and they don't feel like, yo, what is the point of all this? Am I even? I remember I used to complain about being normal. You know what I mean? I wanted to be normal so bad. You know what I mean? And it was crazy. I used to cry myself. I'm like, man, why am I like this? What's wrong with me, man? Nobody's gonna love me and things like that. And that's wrong. Never think that you can't be loved, because when you are differently able, bro, you have your own energy. You have your own vibe that a lot of people aren't prepared for. A lot of people aren't ready for. And a lot of people are closed-minded to. And it's like, when you try and then trying to fit in, well, depression and trying to fit in, they both go hand in hand, because depression makes you feel like you're somebody you're not, or you feel if you're somebody else, or you try to be like somebody else, then you don't have to deal with the reality of who you really are. But who you really are is not anything bad, because what I've noticed, growing up now, and what I've noticed is that we're capable of having someone love us. We're capable of loving people, and sometimes when you love as hard as I do, and you have a big heart like me, some of the things that make me depressed is that when people don't take me seriously, or don't show the same love that I'm trying to give them. And I'm not saying anybody outside of my family, or anybody in my family, they don't show me love, because they do. They show me love every day, and they make me feel like they don't treat me any differently, which I like. You know, I really appreciate the fact that my brothers, and they don't treat me differently. They treat me like Nasim, and they that's who they know me to be. And it's like a breath of fresh air. It's like it opens my eyes to realize there's nothing really wrong with me, and I'm perfect the way that I am. So I just want you to know that you're perfect the way that you are. If you want to change your hair color or do things like that, do that. Because in school, for me, I was just jealous of everyone. Every dude with the nice clothes, and all the girls were all over them, and it was just I was jealous of that, because what about me? I want those too. I want a girl to be obsessed with me too, and I gotta realize, I don't, in life, you don't own anyone. The only person you really own is yourself, but you don't really own anybody. And see, when I'm in love with somebody, I feel I cling on to them, and when I get attached to them, it gets real for me. And then when they're not showing me the same level of intimacy or care that I'm showing them, it makes me very depressed. And I start doubting myself. I start doubting if my love is good enough. I start doubting just if I'm good enough, or if I'll ever be good enough. I've had those conversations with myself multiple times. And I have those conversations late at night. I'm like, Am I ever gonna be good enough? Am I ever gonna be enough? Am I ever gonna make someone happy? And I spend too much time on social media. That's another reason why I'm depressed, because like I look at social media and I look at everybody else living like these great lives, and they don't go through the same things that I do. But now that, like, realizing now that you can still have what I have and you can still live a life, you can still have a life. I remember when I was younger, I wanted to do like football and MMA and like wrestling. I did wrestling for 2 days in school. It was fun. Like, I don't know. I like, if I didn't have CP, bro, I would learn every fighting technique that there is to learn. But yes, if you ever get depressed and you ever feel like you're inadequate or you're insignificant, don't feel like that, because you're not. And don't listen to that little voice in your head that tells you that you are insignificant or you're not enough, because that voice is wrong. That voice is so wrong in your head. If you ever feel like these things though, like, please get some help. Please seek professional help. Go talk to somebody. I'll say too much. What else? But yeah, depression it's an ongoing battle. It's like a hill. It's a mountain you have to climb. And sometimes you're going to bust your lip. You're going to scrape your elbows, scrape your knees. You're going to fall. But you gotta keep going. You got to keep going, because you have people in your life that want you around, And when you're deep in depression, you don't realize that. And you're walking around with this dark cloud just following you everywhere you go. And then when people love you and people like show you that they care, it's like you second guess it, like, oh, they probably just feel this way for me because of my disability or something, or the fact that I'm differently able like this. But no, when people actually genuinely care about you, they'll show you. They just won't tell you. They'll show you, and it will make you feel less alone, And also, I mean, I did make a video about being alone, but depression also plays a major factor in like feeling alone and feeling like you're by yourself and feeling like a misfit and feeling like just a broken piece in society. You know what I mean? Like a broken piece. Why did I jump? Wow, that was crazy. But yeah, it's just you just feel very inadequate to life, and you feel like you do not fit in this society that we all live in, but you do. And one day somebody, whatever way of the spectrum you go, the sexual spectrum or your sexuality, wherever you go, somebody's going to love you, bro. Somebody, or sis, whoever is watching this, they're going to love you and they're going to appreciate you. And some people are in happy relationships. Some people are happily married. Some people with disability, being differently able to married and have kids and all those things. But when you're deep into the pool of depression, you don't think there's a light at the end of the tunnel for you. But I'm here to tell you that there is. Yeah, I have my days where I relapse on like being depressed towards myself, being negative towards myself, and not loving myself as I should. So I want you guys to, hopefully my story or my experiences help you guys understand yourselves a little bit better. I know we're not the same people, but I just hope what I'm telling you guys actually helps. And I hope I can reach everyone across the globe. Like, I want to be known like nationwide. I want to be known globally one day. I want my videos to be global, and like I want fans in London, all over the world, man. Not just in Atlanta, just all over the world. So I could just travel and see all the people because I want people to feel seen. Because depression also is one factor, is like you feel like you're not seen. You feel like you're just in the shadows. And when you go to parties, you really don't talk to people. Or when you talk to people, it's like, oh, you have a short conversation with them, and then you go back to being in your head, and then you're on your phone, and then you get very anxious, and you may play with your hair. I do that all the time. But yeah, just don't let your depression win. Try your best to not let it win. Your depression does not make you. Yeah, your depression does not define you. Being differently abled does not define you. And yes, also with depression, you like when you have all these odds against you, like people are like counting you out in a sense. And then you prove them wrong. It's like, yo, but you do it for yourself, and it's like, wow, actually, I'm doing this, even though I have this situation. These were the cards that I was dealt at a young age, but I'm still making something of myself, or I'm doing something that I've always wanted to do. I may not be able to do it like that person or that person, but I'm gonna do it like me, and just live your life for you, and just always remain true to yourself, and always have a limit for people. Because if you don't have a limit, and then people just keep just messing with you and just trying to just mess with your good heart and the love that you have to give, sometimes you just need a limit for people. And that's something I've learned, because I've stretched myself thin for people constantly. And the people that really know me personally have witnessed and been a part of those certain scenarios where I've stretched myself thin for people. And I would cry myself to sleep. And then I would be like, man, I'm not enough, or man, I'm really a shitty person, or because when you feel like emotions on a deeper level, you feel everything somebody says to you. You know, you feel it, and then you start to think it, and it's like, wow, maybe that person is right to say that about me. Maybe that person is. Maybe I'm not good enough. Maybe I am a shitty boyfriend, or maybe I am a shitty friend. Maybe I am a shitty brother. But like, none of my friends have said that. But I'm just saying, when I've like talked to females before, and some of them have like ghosted me, or just told me that I was a shitty person. And that's not cool. You're not a shitty person. But one day somebody's going to love you. Somebody's going to care for you. Don't let your depression define you. Don't let what the doctors told you define you, because, hey, they told me I wasn't going to be able to walk, talk, see, speak, hear, or any of that. And I'm doing that in the grace of God, really. And you guys and my family, you guys are the reason. You guys are keeping me alive. You guys are my why, like, to live, you know. And I hope I can motivate people that even aren't differently abled. I hope I can motivate you guys if you guys go through mental struggles and depression and anxiety and things like that. I hope I can shine some light on your situation too, you know. But I love you guys. Thank you guys for always listening, tuning in. I love you. I'm glad you're still here. I'm glad you're still around. Make sure you turn your internal frown upside down, because you are meant to be here. Like, I'm meant to be here. You're meant to be here. You are loved. You are enough, and you are worthy. So see you guys next week. And happy holidays too. If you guys celebrate holidays, Kwanzaa, whatever holiday you celebrate, just happy holidays. Love you guys. Peace out.